Okay, so let's get into this real quick. There's something I want to talk about. And to be honest with you, and you can hear Shadow drinking in the background, he's a loud drinker. And you guys apply for Social Security benefits. One of the big things that have, Social Security, SSDI, something else, disability insurance benefits, traditional disability. What happens is this. I think a lot of people kind of have a wrong understanding of how the program works. And I think a lot of the reason that was that back in the day, a lot of people were found disabled that wouldn't be found disabled nowadays. And it seemed kind of like magic. And then we got a lot of witches and wizards out there that like knew the magic and felt like they just had a connection and knew what would actually pass for disabled. And I think that kind of got us off track with people actually needing to have certain things to win disability benefits. Now, I liked the idea of higher percent passage rate judges because I'm a disability attorney. Approval is an approval. I dig it. Yeah, I'm good with it. But the reality is, I think it kind of messed up the culture, or at least the societal expectation of what was required to be found disabled. Now, just so you understand, your expectations usually as an individual about how the Social Security Administration works is that somebody in the SSA really knows your file solid, like raw, real good. No, there's nobody at the SSA that knows your file really solid unless you're about to go to a hearing. That's it. That's the reality. Not the medical consultant, not the medical expert, not the DDS rep, not the DDS manager, maybe an administrative law judge right before the hearing, maybe an appeals counsel, writer, right? As they're going through it, trying to figure out who it went in there. Maybe right then in that moment, there's somebody who really knows your claim. Otherwise, there's nobody. Doesn't exist. Nobody. Okay. From that expectation that you think somebody magically loves you inside the Social Security Administration and studies your file morning and night, you think that they see the really positive parts of your claim and they just focus on them and they understand you and they love you and they really believe that you're disabled. You tend to focus on that. And if you don't have that, then you think of all the hard times you've had difficulty throughout the day. Oh, I couldn't open up the drawer. Therefore, they're going to think at the Social Security Administration that I'm disabled, right? So either have evidence or you don't. And then your brain's like, I struggle all day and they must see that. They must know. The old days where someone would get a psychologist for a year who would say they were medically remarkable and then, be found disabled for depression, even be found disabled in 3 months. Those days are over. Government employees at the SSA have employment fear right now. They are living in this new, they can get fired world, which for government employees is like a real weird thing because they're like, I joined the government because I felt like it would be a safe job, and now they're like, I don't know who's going to get fired tomorrow. And that's a scary thing. When this happens, attention to detail, that like desire to like really learn that thing in front of them, it goes down. It goes down because they are not as attached to their job as a lifetime position, right? It's gone. They don't have that. Now, these individuals are tasked with finding the good and bad in your claim. We expect neutrality. So I'm going to share with you a secret sauce situation that you should keep in mind when fighting for disability benefits, whether you are my client, America's most viewed, clicked on, subscribed to disability attorney, or someone else's client, or you're just winging it. Gotta love the wing it people. They do call me quite a bit. Step 1, what are your top 5 impairments, top 5 medical conditions? So let's say we're gonna make them up. Anxiety, degenerative disc disorder, fibromyalgia, respiratory, whatever, cardiovascular, whatever. We're making up 5. Okay? 5 conditions that you have. Now that you have your top 5 impairments, what is your best proof that you are disabled for each impairment? A lot of you are not good at this. A lot of you are very bad at this. What is your best proof that impairment number 1, medical condition number 2, medical condition number 3, impairment number 4, medical condition number 5. What is your best evidence per impairment? Now, saying you have a hard time waking up, saying you feel pain when you bend down are really shitty answers. They're really bad. Okay, think of it when it comes to proof. I'm just going to make up a little mini hierarchy. It's not perfect. Don't expect to be perfect. A mini hierarchy. Think of there being like 5 levels of proof. And again, this is not the actual levels of proof that they use. Level 1, your subjective statements. I believe I'm in a lot of pain right now. Level 2, your friends and family making statements. I think Jimmy is mean because of his impairments. That happens with the VA ones a lot. Jimmy has anger. Okay. Level 3. Okay, we're going up. Level 3 now. We're at the middle one. Reports from non-medical personnel. So there's a police report where a police officer said you were a little cranky, you were a little hangry because you didn't take your medication and somebody told you to hurry up at the Quick and Go store while you were buying Pop-Tarts. And you felt that you were being targeted during the Pop-Tart escapade. And you got into a fight. An unfortunate endeavor because of your impairments. The cop noticed it, wrote a nice little flowery report. There it is. Level 4, non-specialist medical records. Okay, number 4, non-specialist medical records. That's where your doctor, the one you go to all the time, the one you see all the time, says, hey, guess what? This person seems pretty messed up. They got some problems over here. Diagnostic impression says, I don't know, let's just make up whatever. Fibromyalgia. Diagnostic impression says personality disorder, which is making them up, right? Then you have level 5, the best level of evidence. Okay, so when I say to you, what are your top 5 impairments? And for each impairment, what is your best evidence? This is what I'm talking about. This is where you say, for my first impairment, the best evidence is where this specialist for that medical condition stated on the record, relying upon medical, could be images, machinery, reports, tests, that I am severely impaired. This is the best evidence. This is the good shit golden report evidence. Level 5, specialist medical records, which includes imaging, specialty machine tests that they relied on to make that assessment. Now, it's not a perfect list, but it's easy to remember. Let me go through it again real quick. That way you can hear it all at once. Cool, here we go. Number 1, your subjective statements. Number 2, your friends and family making statements. Number 3, reports from non-medical personnel. Number 4, non-specialist medical records. Number 5, specialist medical records, which include imaging specialty machine tests that are used to validate the analysis reasoning. Can you tell me what medical condition 4 of the 5 that you gave me, right? So medical condition 4, right there, PTSD. What is the best evidence that you have of PTSD? Well, when I was younger, that's not the best evidence. Well, I recently got really upset. That's not the best evidence. What is the best evidence that you have of PTSD? Well, my psychiatrist put me through this examination and test, and it resulted in this outcome. And her diagnostic impression stated this. And so she agreed to write a letter or complete an RFC analysis as to why I am struggling. That is your best evidence. Not the story you want to tell me about when you were a kid or when you were older or whatever. Okay, cool. Next one. Okay. I'm reading one of the mean comments that somebody put. Why do you have to take so long to explain things? Why not just tell us? This is why people don't want to watch this crapola. I just went through 5 elements that you can use to figure out essentially whether or not you have good evidence to present to the SSA. I mean, how many other people who give you disability information or Social Security law, how many other people walk you through the main thing that you view incorrectly when approaching the Social Security Administrator? Like, how many people do that? Because what I'm seeing is all these other channels take the news that they see inside their phone. Like, they go to their phone and they see what are the hottest topics on Social Security, and then they just read to you the same thing over and over, whatever the news reported. Do you want to like walk me through how you think that's better than me giving you analysis based off of me working for a bunch of firms for a long period of time and then owning a firm for almost 12 years? You want to walk me through how this is not valuable? Just let me walk me through it. Walk me through it. So now you know how to look at the evidence, and you know to ask yourself, what is the best evidence that I have per impairment? Now, the next question I want you to ask yourself, okay? You can ask yourself, okay, medical condition number 2, what's the best evidence? Medical condition number 5, what's the best evidence? Medical condition number 1 usually has the best evidence because that's the most severe impairment. That's the one your brain goes to right away. Now, can you tell me how it could be better and what steps you're going to take to make that evidence better? Okay. So let's take, for example, PTSD. Okay, you've got a story, something happened, you have trauma. Right. Do you talk to your therapist about it? Probably not. It's weird. I don't get it, but a lot of you don't talk to your therapist about the thing that you're seeing them for. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, if you're going to fix it, you might as well open up the hood and check the engine. But again, is what it is. And then you need to ask yourself why you're seeing a master's level provider therapist and not instead of seeing a specialist. Well, I don't have insurance, or I don't have this, or blah, 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 blah. I get it. Then get your butt to a behavioralist, get your butt to an inpatient mental facility for a couple of nights so that they can work on you. Get your butt to the emergency room and explain to them what's going on. Get your butt somewhere so that a doctor, even if they're not in that field, touches it, because it adds validity to the timeline of the struggle that you're incurring while waiting for your disability benefits or going through CDR where they're trying to remove your benefits. Okay. So can you tell me how that evidence that you currently have could be better? And then what steps are you going to take to go ahead? Just be fair, right? What steps you're going to take to make it better? Shaping the evidence so that the SSA has what they need to continue to give you what you want. And many of you won't, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. Did you ever think what would happen if the SSA got better at figuring out exactly who you are and what you do? They got better at watching you, getting more online access to what you talk about, what you do, etc., getting behind your Facebook, pulling things, pulling photos, the supposedly hidden photos that you don't let other people see. Sure, some of you are getting worse, absolutely disabled, no doubt about it, and looking worse each week, no doubt about it. But some of you aren't. And so the problem is you then have to look at this situation and say to yourself, how do I make sure the evidence represents that I am the disabled person that which I claim that I am? That's what's crucial here. That's what's very important, okay? Very important. All right. Now, with that said, the point I'm getting at is that many of you are hoping that nothing bad will happen, that you will not go through a CDR, or that during a CDR, they will love and know your file unconditionally and believe when you tell them on the phone that you're really suffering from pain. Please join me now on the patch of earth where we take a moment. We wake up, we see the sunlight. We take back the control of your benefits that you deserve and get rid of the low-level anxiousness that is always sitting on your shoulders. Now, I'm going to be live in about 15 minutes to answer questions for free. Many of you know how it works. You get about 5 to 10, or you get about 5 minutes. You ask a question, I answer it. We do about 30 minutes total. You use your fake name when you call in. If you have a question about Social Security disability benefits, I'm going live soon. Hang out. I'm going to put the video in the chat section so you can see it. Please remember to like. Please remember to subscribe. Okay. Reason why is it will help other people learn about Social Security benefits. It helps me grow the channel to be able to have other people working on this stuff. We have somebody that's doing shorts all the time now and learning how to do long video editing. I will catch you all a little bit later. Cyber Katie, that's a very cool name. Very cool little image there. $10 donation. Thank you so much, Walter, for all that you do for everybody. I really appreciate it. Let me put a little heart on that. That's awesome. There's Leanne. Very, very cool. And Princess Diana. Princess Diana had a special day today. I can't say why, though. But Cyber Katie, thank you. That's awesome. And she's also a member. I will catch you all in 10 to 15 minutes where I go live and answer questions for free. I will see you there. And please remember, use a fake name when you call in, and we'll rock and roll from there. Thank you so much, Attorney Walter Hnot, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Bye-bye.